I was born and raised in Asheville, North Carolina. We spent every summer in the low country of South Carolina, and our entire extended family still vacations here. In my adult life, I have moved extensively to Georgia, back to North Carolina, to Florida, to Ohio, and finally to Kentucky. When living in Ohio, I often felt like a fish out of water. My oldest daughter has recently moved to California and is having the same experiences and emotions I had when I was living out of the South. When I read this article in Southern Living, it definitely spoke to me, and I shared it with my daughter. The essay is called My Heart Always Turns South, and it is by Allison Block. I've tried to move away from the South many times. I attended college in the Midwest, graduate school in the Northeast. My first full job was in Boulder, Colorado, a place as unsouthern as any I'd visited, what with all the earnestness and dietary fat avoidance. Back when I was 12, the age my youngest daughter is now, flattened myself on the base concrete of the sidewalk outside our toilet hall, plus it would soak up through my clothes and dream of places far away, where the air was cool and thin, and I didn't have to check my shoes for palmetto bugs before I put them on. By my late teens, I was done with Coca-Cola cake and wearing tights to church and having to be sweet, lest my mother gasp and shake her head and roll her eyes to the heavens, as if to ask why God had been sick to give them a daughter like me. I told her I was going to work in this big city someday, so convinced I'd have enough of the South to last forever. As I discovered, I could no sooner abandon the Southland than I could Vanderbilt. The first thing I noticed after I moved away was not the cooler temperature shift, which was not as welcome as I had imagined, but the cooler interpersonal relations. I was used to the constant stream of open-faced chatter in every diner and waiting room, but outside the South, public spaces felt eerily foreign. Folks actually passed each other without saying hello. That took some getting used to. So too, the overall seriousness of the exchanges that did happen. Teasing and absurdity are part of the very air Southerners breathe. Not so much in other parts of the country, where I found myself keenly homesick every time I had to utter, I'm just joking, to a bewildered checkout clerk, or worse, a date. There were other issues, food related mostly. I recall the first potluck I attended in the North and what half were the worst. And nobody cooked, or even cared about knowing how to cook. So I moved myself. Something I would do time and time again after a job or relationship temporarily lured me away. None of my Southern kin were surprised at my yo-yoing. They knew that, much as I might protest, I could not quit the South. More to the point, the South came with me wherever I went. My manners, my palate, my accent, my appreciation of humidity. None of that diminished while we were apart. I came to realize that the South was the love of my life. The dark, complicated, delicious, messy, blindingly gorgeous love I could never stop pining after, no matter how far I traveled or how much I claimed I'd be better off without it. The other day, after a dinner of fried chicken and sliced tomatoes, my daughter informed me that she was planning to attend college in California and then maybe move to Europe. She said she was tired of the South and craved an adventure. That sounds fun, I said, knowing full well, as my mother did with me, that sometimes you have to leave in order to find your way.